Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for another update on DogelonMars, ticker symbol ELON. So it's 5 hours away until our next FOMC meeting decision, and Bitcoin, the altcoin market, and ELON are all making this same pattern right now. I'm going to talk about what you need to keep your eyes on, the price targets for this, and also what do I think is going to happen after the FOMC meeting. Now, first of all, let's update the higher time frames. 2 weeks ago, we talked about this pattern, a head and shoulders over on ELON. Now, while we made this video 2 weeks ago, you can see on the weekly time frame, we've just been chopping to the side. Over on the Heikenashis, we are still red, indicative that since we topped out round about 52 with 8 zeros to start with, we have been moving back down to the downside. Of course, when I'm giving you my price targets, I'm not going to say, you know, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to give you the number with how many zeros are beforehand. So coming down to this neckline, it looks like we would be coming down to 28 with 8 zeros. But prior to this, and if we do continue with this, the price target of this head and shoulders pattern would be a 66% drop, taking us down to 11.9, once again, with 8 zeros before it. Now, that's really what I wanted to update in the higher time frames. We are trading right now just underneath the weekly EMA ribbons. In fact, you can see last week we came into these and we've had a sharp rejection. It's not looking too hot right now for Dogelon. We are still sitting in the support of the bull market support bands, but if we start falling down from about 34, it's not going to look healthy, and we're likely going to come all the way down to the neckline around about 28, which, like we said, is about a 20% drop from where we are right now. So what is this pattern in the lower time frames that I wanted to talk about? Well, it's forming on Bitcoin, it's forming on Cardano, it's forming on most altcoins right now. And while on Bitcoin it's pretty ambiguous, I mean, you can redraw this trend line like this if you want and say, hey, as we're still waiting for the incoming volatility of the FOMC, we might be able to redraw it and say, hey, we're still in this pattern. However, on a lot of the altcoins which are showing major weakness against Bitcoin, which we'll talk about in a second, ELON, there's really no other way to redraw this trend line. Even if you draw it down to the wicks down here, you can just say, hey, you know, this is another rejection from this level. So in my opinion, this was a rising wedge for ELON, and it looks like we have broken to the downside of this. Now, if we first of all talk about the price target of the rising wedge, you can see this would give us a price target round about 31 with 8 zeros beforehand. And also, another price target that you could potentially keep your eyes on is this massive bearish pennant. If we look at from the high to the low, we are currently getting stuck right underneath the 236. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see for the past 12 hours, we've actually beautifully wicked up to it and got rejected. Over on the 21st of March, we had 2 4-hourly candle body closes right underneath this. So we are showing weakness right now for this market. If we look at the bear flag price target, this is all the way down at 20 with, once again, 8 zeros prior to this. So if we look at this price target, this would be about another 41% drop. This is really one of the main price targets I want to keep my eyes on for this video. But you may see this orange line right here. If we come over to the daily time frame, look at our Fibonacci pair. From the most recent swing low up to this swing high, you can see this is the 618 Fibonacci. Since forming this bear flag, we have broken to the downside and we have pushed up today and confirmed this as resistance. Now, while we've confirmed this as resistance, we've also confirmed the bear flag / rising pennant, rising wedge as resistance. So not looking too hot right now. And while we have this pattern over on ELON, we've broken into a bearish pattern, we've broken into a rising wedge and broken down. Bitcoin broke up into this pattern and then broke down. So what does this mean for ELON BTC? Well, ELON priced against Bitcoin is not doing too well. This is why on the channel for the past year or so, since we've been in this bear market, I've been warning you, be very careful if you're DCAing altcoins in a bear market. I personally think you should be in cash or DCAing Bitcoin if you really want to. DCAing altcoins can be very risky, because not only are you getting wrecked against the US dollar, you're also getting wrecked against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a less risky investment than these altcoins. So if you're taking on the extra risk by buying altcoins, which is completely fine, I personally am looking at buying ELON coming into the next bull run, because I think in a bull run, the risk will be worth the reward. In a bear market, the risk to reward ratio of buying and DCAing altcoins is not really in your favor. If you look at in the past year, you can see today and yesterday, really today, since ELON has broken down from this pattern, we have broken down into new bear market lows on the ELON pair. So It's not looking good. Elon has made new bear market lows against Bitcoin, and the alt BTC pairs are often leading indicators of what might come next for the altcoin pair against the US dollar. So if we're looking at where we are right now, we're only about another 36% move away from making new bear market lows against the US dollar pair, at which point we would be coming down for about this 60% drop, which we have discussed in the market, 66% to be precise. Now, I personally think that, round about this region, there's a lot of liquidity. There's tons of previous volume traded. The problem is where we're currently sitting right now for Elon is the only reason why we bounced from this level is because you can see we had previous data traded right here from the top of this wick down to this candle body close. We had wicks into this, we had wicks as rejections, and then we blasted through it. So this was an area where we back tested as support. We spent a little bit of time lollygagging here. We spent a little bit of time holding this as support here. So this is really the trading range that we've got, and this is why when we broke into it, we were retesting the top, retesting the top, retesting the top. There's only so long I think that we can trade in this range and then break down to the next range into. And the problem with that is that you can see, as soon as we kind of fall beneath this range, bar this trading point over here, we went up in a straight line all the way up to the top. So we don't really have data traded beneath this region until you come down to these big volume profiles round about 28, which is, coming into beautiful confluence with the head and shoulders breakdown price target. And then you can see, while the head and shoulders is a 66% drop, the volume in the market, trapped liquidity where people really would be looking to enter, is about a 68% drop. So I personally will be sitting on the sidelines for a little bit longer for Elon. This is actually my favorite dog coin. I much prefer this over Doge and Sheeb. I believe it's going to have much better returns into the next cycle, but does that mean you should DCA now? The Elon BTC pairs, your alt BTC pairs, the Bitcoin dominance, all of these signals on Bitcoin's performance against altcoins, they are all telling you right now that another move to the downside is very, very likely for these altcoins. So for that, my friends, I would be sitting on the sidelines. Keep your eyes on the price targets I talked about. I think potentially in the next couple of days or so, we may witness a 20% drop on Elon. It's probably going to take about a week also, to be fair, not a few days. But with that being said, this really all depends on the interest rate decision in about 4 hours time by the time I upload this. It's not looking too hot for these altcoins right now. Daily time frame for Elon, a lot of your oscillators are very, very overextended. We've reset momentum on the squeeze momentum indicator. We've retested the heart line on the money flow index. We recently came up to 87 on the stochastic RSI, and we have lots of room to break down to the downside, my friends. So be very, very cautious about entering Elon right now. Be very cautious about DCAing in this. Of course, if you turn notifications on for the channel, subscribe. I will keep you up to date. I'll let you know when I'm personally buying back into the Elon ecosystem. This was something I owned in the previous bull run, which had absolutely insane returns. And I do believe that we're going to witness something like this once again, taking us into new highs for the Elon USD pair. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and we're going to have to come down to these levels, in my opinion. Now, for today, my friends, that's all I've got. If you do enjoy these videos, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want more of my posts, charts, memes, economic data, follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member. But I'll leave it there for today. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out, my friends. Peace.